It all began like any other taping of The Oprah Winfrey Show. The studio light shone brightly, warm but cold, enveloping the stage in a golden glow. The audience applauded on cue, smiled according to the script, and their energy was filled with anticipation. Oprah sat calmly, her presence imposing, her smile reminiscent of a cup of coffee, soothing, but with a hint of determination. Opposite her sat Johnny Depp, slumped in his chair, wearing a dark linen shirt, shiny beads, and hair tousled enough to make it look like he had just stepped off a movie set. But no one knew yet that in a few minutes, the whole world would be talking about this interview. "Johnny, thank you for being here. This is a special moment after everything you've been through." He nodded, a half smile curling his lips. "Always a pleasure, Oprah. Feels like coming home. Or maybe stepping onto a set." Laughter rippled through the crowd. Light, controlled. The camera slid across their faces, catching the glint in Oprah's eyes, the faint shadow on Depp's cheek. The lights were soft but sharp at the edges, like knives waiting in the wings. "You've always called Hollywood a family," Oprah said, her voice warm but probing. "But these last few years, they've been tough. Tell us about it." Depp leaned back, his fingers tightening on the armrest. "Tough? That's putting it mildly. But you know, Oprah, life's not a script. Sometimes you play a role you didn't sign up for." She nodded, her eyes sympathetic. "But you've come through it. People see you as a fighter." "A fighter?" He slipped off his sunglasses, resting them on his knee. His eyes were dark, piercing. "Maybe. Or just an actor trying not to miss his cue." The audience laughed again, softer this time. Oprah sipped from a glass of water on the table between them. The liquid sloshed faintly. The camera caught it, a micro moment, like a warning. They moved to his career. Oprah asked about Pirates of the Caribbean, about Jack Sparrow, about how the role shaped his life. Depp answered easily, tossing out anecdotes that sparked laughter. "Jack's just me without my morning coffee," he said, and the room came alive. But a subtext was creeping in. Oprah leaned closer. "You've always talked about freedom in your roles. What about in real life? After the trial, do you feel free?" He paused, fingers drumming faster. "Free? Freedom's a word people throw around a lot these days. In Hollywood, it comes with a price tag." Her smile held, but her eyes didn't. "A price? Tell me about that." Depp glanced at the camera, like he was searching for an ally. "The price is when your life becomes the show. Not the one you're filming, the one where you're the prop." Silence in the room. Oprah nodded, as if understanding. "But you won. The truth came out." "Truth?" His smile didn't reach his eyes. "Truth is what people want to hear. Or what they're sold." She didn't flinch. "Are you blaming the media?" "Not blaming. Just stating." His voice dropped, sharper now. A pause. He reached for his water but didn't drink, just held the glass, knuckles whitening. Oprah shifted, crossing her legs. "Let's talk about your family. Your kids, they've been there for you, haven't they?" He set the glass down. Hard. "My kids are private." "Of course. But you've always spoken about them with such warmth." "Warmth? Sure. But not for the show." His jaw tightened. The camera zoomed in, catching the tension in his neck. She pressed on, her voice soft. "You've said America is a land of opportunity. What makes it that for you?" "Opportunity?" He looked down, then back up. "It's where you earn your place. You don't just get handed one." Oprah raised an eyebrow. "Earn? Like in court?" He didn't answer right away. His gaze dropped to the floor, then returned. "Court's not a game. It's reality." The audience stilled. The light seemed brighter, the hum of the spots audible now. Oprah swallowed but didn't back off. "Do you feel the system was fair?" "Fair? For who?" His voice rose, still controlled. His fingers gripped his sunglasses. They moved to reputation. Oprah asked about his fans, how the scandal reshaped his image. Depp's answers grew shorter. Each word heavier. Image is a mask. Underneath, there's a person. And who's the person under your mask, Johnny? He smiled, but it was a wolf's smile. Someone tired of playing games. A pause. She leaned in. Games? You mean Hollywood? Hollywood, the media, all of it. He glanced at the audience, like he was looking for backup. Someone coughed. Oprah didn't waver. But you're back. Films, interviews. That's a victory. Victory? Victory is when you don't lose yourself. His voice trembled, just barely. They shifted to the personal. Oprah brought up his marriage, carefully. You've called love an adventure. After everything, has that changed? Depp's jaw clenched. Love's not up for discussion. But you're a public figure. Public? Doesn't mean everything's for sale. His eyes flashed. The camera breathed, a third presence. Light glinted off the water glass, casting shadows on the table. Oprah smiled, but it hid tension. People want to know the real you. The real me? They think they already do. He leaned back, but his body was taut. The conversation built, each line a step on thin ice. Oprah asked about sacrifices, what he'd lost. Depp answered, but his words sharpened. Sacrifices? Everyone pays. Some pay more than they owe. Meaning you? Meaning the truth. His fingers drummed faster. The audience whispered. Oprah sipped her water again, the glass clinked. The truth you told in court? Court's not the whole truth. It's a version. She raised an eyebrow. A version? Whose? His smile vanished. The one they let people hear. The air thickened, like smoke. Every exchange added weight. Oprah kept her calm, her voice steady. You're blaming the system? Not blaming. Seeing. He looked at the camera, eyes cold. They talked about control. Oprah asked how he steers his life now. Depp answered, but the subtext cut through, control's an illusion. Especially when someone else holds the remote. The remote? Who's holding yours? He froze. A pause stretched. The ones writing the headlines. Oprah nodded. But you can change the narrative. Change it? Sometimes the narrative changes you. His voice dropped, anger seeping through. The camera tightened on his face. The lights sharpened, like blades. The audience held its breath, waiting. And then it happened. Oprah leaned forward, her voice soft but piercing. Johnny, you said Amber, that it was all a lie. But why didn't you speak up sooner? Why let it destroy your life? He froze. The sunglasses in his hand cracked under his grip. The studio went silent, deafeningly so. His eyes narrowed, his voice low, like thunder before a storm. A lie? It's not just a lie, Oprah. It's a weapon. And you ask why I didn't speak? Because men don't complain. They endure. But endurance has a limit. The audience gasped. The camera caught his face, the mask cracked, anger flaring like a spark. Oprah held his gaze, but the energy had shifted. Silence lingered, 1 second, 2. He slid his sunglasses back on, hands trembling faintly. She changed the topic, her voice calm. Let's talk about your new projects. But the air was different now. Something had broken. Oprah's voice cut through the shifted air, steady as ever. Your new projects sound exciting, Johnny. Tell us about the one you're directing next. He adjusted his sunglasses, but his hands lingered, fingers pressing into the frames. The audience leaned in, their earlier gasp still echoing in the silence. Depp's jaw worked silently for a moment, then he spoke, his voice lower, rawer. Directing? It's control, Oprah. Finally getting to call the shots without someone twisting the script. She nodded, her smile professional, but her eyes probed deeper. Twisting the script, like what happened to you? He leaned forward now, elbows on knees, the relaxed slouch gone. Exactly. Like when your words get edited, your life gets rewritten. You think you're the star, but you're just the villain in someone else's story. The camera panned slow, capturing the sweat beading on his temple, the way the lights cast long shadows across his face. Oprah sipped her water again, the glass clinking like a bell in the tension. Villain? Is that how you felt during the trial? Felt? His laugh was short, bitter, a sound that didn't belong in the warm studio glow. I was painted as one. Monster, abuser. All because I wouldn't play the part they wanted. She didn't interrupt, letting the words hang. The audience was frozen, breaths held. A producer in the wings shifted, but no one moved to cut. And what part was that? The silent one. His eyes locked on hers, unblinking. The one who takes the hits and smiles for the cameras. But I'm done smiling. Oprah's posture remained impeccable, but her fingers tightened on the microphone. Don? What does that mean for you now? It means truth, Oprah. Real truth, not the polished kind. He gestured vaguely at the audience, the cameras. You ask why I endured. Because speaking up makes you the target. Men like me were supposed to be strong, silent. But silence is a cage. The hum of the lights grew louder in the quiet. Someone in the front row shifted, a cough suppressed. Oprah leaned in slightly. A cage? Who built it? Society. Media. The system that chews you up if you don't fit the narrative. His voice rose, cracking the veneer. Amber, she weaponized that. Turned my pain into her platform. And everyone bought it. Oprah's eyebrow arched, but her tone stayed even. You're saying it was all calculated? Calculated? It was a performance. He stood halfway, then sat back, hands gesturing wildly now. I loved her once. Thought it was real. But love doesn't destroy like that. It doesn't lie in court, doesn't drag your kids through the mud. The camera zoomed on his face, the anger etching lines deeper. Oprah held her ground. But you won the case. Doesn't that close the chapter? Won? He scoffed, leaning back, but his body coiled like a spring. Winning means scars, Oprah. My career in tatters, friends turning away. You think a verdict erases the headlines? The whispers? She paused, letting the weight settle. What would you say to her now, if she were here? His eyes flashed, a storm breaking. I'd say, truth hurts, doesn't it? When it's not your version. The words hung, sharp as shards. The audience murmured, a wave of unease rippling through. Oprah didn't flinch. That's raw, Johnny. Is this the real you speaking? Damn right it is. He removed his sunglasses again, tossing them on the table with a clatter. No more masks. I've hidden too long, behind roles, behind silence. Hollywood loves a comeback, but only if you play nice. The tension peaked, the air thick, electric. Oprah's voice softened, but pressed. And if playing nice means letting go? Letting go? He stood now, fully, pacing a small circle before the chair. Letting go means forgetting. I won't forget. The world needs to remember what happens when lies win awards. A producer signaled from offstage, but Oprah waved it off subtly. The cameras rolled on, capturing every tremor in his voice, every shadow on her face. Awards? Like the one she got? Exactly. His finger pointed, not at her, but at the invisible audience beyond. She profited from pain. Turned victimhood into a career boost. While I lost everything, roles, respect. But I'm rebuilding. On my terms. Oprah stood too, matching his energy without matching his fire. Rebuilding sounds like hope. Hope? He stopped pacing, facing her. Hope is for scripts. This is reality. And in reality, I fight back. The silence after was profound, the kind that echoes. The audience didn't applaud, they waited, breath bated. Then, abruptly, Depp turned toward the wings. I think that's enough truth for one show. He walked off stage, his footsteps echoing in the stunned quiet. The cameras followed until he vanished into the shadows. Oprah remained standing, her composure cracking just a fraction, a quick glance at the producer. "We'll be right back," she said to the lens, but her voice wavered. The lights dimmed for commercial, but the energy lingered, a ghost in the studio. In the hours that followed, the clip went viral. X lit up first, hashtags like #DeppUnfiltered and #OprahConfrontation trending worldwide. Clips dissected every pause, every glare. Media outlets scrambled. TMZ headlined Depp's meltdown, truth or tantrum, while Variety pondered the end of the comeback? Fans rallied, posting support. Critics decried the outburst as unprofessional. Oprah issued a statement later, "Raw conversations reveal humanity." Depp stayed silent on socials, but his team leaked a quote, "Sometimes, the mask slips for a reason." The world buzzed, dissecting the fracture. But in the quiet aftermath, one truth lingered: when the lights fade, the words remain, sharp and unscripted.